Namaste, it's the Spiritual Daywalker with your tarot card reading for this full moon phase. And it's going to be in Aries, so Cancer. You're going to share a lot and you're going to probably overshare a lot, but there is no such thing as oversharing, especially not for a Cancer. Well, maybe for a Cancer, but you're going to confront people with their emotionality because you sniff it out like a truffle pig, you know. I mean, like, if someone's not honest with themselves, you're going to sniff it out. This time though, they're going to like present it to you, and you can be like the emotional healer. Because why? Because Chiron, the planet, is in conjunction with that full moon. So the Aries energy is connected to the wounds we carry. So it's probably going to be like you putting yourself out there for, you know what? This has always been an issue for me, but this is how I healed it. Be inspiring for people, right? And your Cancerian energy, I mean, it's putting yourself out there. It is about like owning your way and all that stuff, you know. I'm a Cancer myself. I try not to let it bleed into this reading too much. However, I don't know. I don't see myself on a party on Saturday evening because, well, I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to put myself out there and work for it, right? So that's very much the phase we're in. We got to like make get our money's worth, make ends meet, and whatever, you know. But also like use that Cancerian energy in a way that makes us feel more valuable, right? But that is exactly what can happen with this Aries full moon. It's like we're manifesting how we deal with our wounds and how well we dealt with our wounds, right? And especially for a Cancer, that can be very freeing, and you can feel very valuable in helping other people to deal with their shit, right? So let's see in this reading how this pans out. That being said, it is a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe, and share it to whoever might enjoy this reading style. In the DNA spread, we're checking out how the soul comes into manifestation, what to manifest, to learn what the soul decided to learn, and the energies balancing around it. So in the spot of your soul, it needs one more shuffle, just because the God says so. One more. In the spot of the soul, there's an Ace of Cups in reverse. There's a love. Well, I've almost said a love that has not worked out. Well, uh, well, your soul decided to move on from that Ace of Cups, right? There are no bad cards in the soul spot. So when your soul decided it's time to move on from an Ace of Cups, that is coming out of that pure water energy. I actually need some clarification on that because that's very fucking interesting. Your soul decided it's time to turn that potential into something, right? So let's see what that something is. In the spot of the 9, that is what you're realizing through this 10 of Wands, taking on too much, a lot, taking on, like, doing too much at the same time. Well, kind of feels like my life right now. Fair enough. um, it can also mean you're reaping what you sow, right? So you see, this is me bleeding in there right now. It's like it can also mean something good. Yeah, all the cards mean something good. It's just what energy you're confronted with. So if you're confronted with a 10 of Wands, that means you're trying to solve, fix many things, and cater many interests at the same time, right? If you manage to do that, then okay, you're going to be very productive, right? And coming out of that over emotional overwhelmedness of water, that's a good energy to get a lot of shit done, right? So because you're not stuck in the emotion, right? You're coming from it where you're like, okay, time to step up now, you know. Can be it. Let's see how you're manifesting this in the spot of the 10. There's the star card. There you go. That's your purpose. That is you being well on your way, even though you don't know exactly, yeah, what the way is, but you know the direction. right? You're seeing a star in the sky. You're not looking at the floor like where the way is going, but you know the direction you want to go. And you've got to figure out that way. And you're gonna figure out that way. But manifesting the star is a beautiful sense of being on the right track. And also, well, since it's in a manifestation, right? You're manifesting your true purpose. So what you're working on is your true purpose. You're going to feel real good with that, and you feel it more and more. But also, you're manifesting something in your reality that is giving you proof, like confirmation for that, right? Because it's in the physical. You're manifesting a star in the physical, so that means you're getting a hint where to go. Something that is like make you like something that seems like a synchronicity, like a sign from the universe, where you're like, fuck, I need to do this. I need to do this now, and I need to follow this. Like, wow, okay, cool. Um, so that's something very tangible, that star, right? That is a sign where to go. It's not only just like, I'm working on my purpose and it's going to happen sometime. No, this is something that is going to pop up in your reality where you're like, ah, fuck, yes, okay, this is how I need to do it, you know? And so it's not exactly just clarity. It's more, it's coming from a deeper place where you realize, wow, there's a connection. My soul feels that, right? It's like, I know I have to do this. I don't know exactly why, but I don't care, and that's my reason, right? That's my proof, because I don't care, but I know I have to. That is always a good combination for realizing it's something from a meta level, where you're like, you don't even have a choice. You're just doing it anyway. So in the spot of the one, the things that gets you going out of this Ace of Cups energy, or to start coming out of this Ace of Cups energy, is like, yeah, well, Father of Pentacles in reverse is like, shit, I gotta build something here. I gotta make it real. It's like, it's nice being all in your field and all capable and all, but how do I manifest this in reality? How do I get something I can rely on? Be a Father of Pentacles, right? Trying to prove yourself in a way that's not exactly the best energy, but that's what you're coming from. But it's more than just proving yourself right now, is accepting that you have to build something to like be sustainable, right? And like build a life, a career. So that's what's getting you going, is the lack of you, like you not feeling like this nurturing person. You don't feel like um, for example, worthy of a family or whatever. If you have one, you kind of feel like not the best father or mother right now, because you've been in your field so much and you didn't exactly pay attention to what you wanted to pay attention. Or if you don't have a family right now, you're realizing, yeah, but what if I wanted to have a family? I couldn't, because I don't have like the funds or the network or the resources in general. So that's what's getting you going, where you're like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna flip that around. On the other hand, balancing that energy is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Well, yeah, yeah. It's kind of a bummer and the challenge as well, right? Like, you've been waiting for the universe to bless you, because you're always well intentioned, right? You've been waiting for the universe to bless you, and you realize it's not going to happen by itself, in a sense. And then life throws shit your way, where you're like, but I want to make it, like, I want to make it happen for real, for real. Like, why are you doing this? um well, because you think life is a challenge, because you think that your emotionality is not exactly valuable in this world, and that's what you're trying to overcome now. But with that Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you're kind of manifesting a confirmation that you have to prove yourself, right? Semi cool, but it does make sense, right? Well, it's also a realization where you're like, um you got to be real here. You have to create your own fortune. That's a good energy to be in if you really want to make shit happen, right? So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is not exactly a bad thing right here. It's just like, it's the challenge. It's the challenge the Father of Pentacles is looking at, is the world, right? Or like um, the time is running out. You got to do it now, right? So what you're learning from these energies, balancing, like the insight you get from these energies working together in the spot of the three, that's the Four of Swords, is hanging in there in a sense, right? You gotta be strong. You gotta like hold on to your dream and like pull through it, even if it seems impossible. Like it's like a fortune after difficulty kind of deal. Like this card basically says challenge accepted, you know? It can be a little nerve wracking, but well, this is all happening inside of you in your spiritual upper half, in your internal world. So this is you accepting the challenge and trying to make shit work, not be so overwhelmed by emotions anymore, but be like, just be real, get real. Fair enough, this is taking a little bit out of your own energy or you away from your own energy. Yeah. It seems like this is something you're incorporating right now that could do you good. It's going to be a lot, but it's going to do you good. I mean, you're manifesting a star right here. So way to go. Now let's see. In the challenge row, so the thing that gives you stability in the spot of the four is the Son of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. The thing that gives you stability. I kind of see that you gives you stability. Kind of see that you're trusting yourself more, but you're struggling with the idea that you're not good at this shit, right? You're struggling with like, because if it's a four, it's your fallback idea of a thought you feel home in. It's not exactly making you feel good, it's making you feel stable. It's something you know, right, to fall back on. And if that is the Son of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, yeah, well, if it doesn't work out, then I have the confirmation of what I always knew. I'm not good with this. Well, not a good mindset to rely on, right? On the other hand, it means that you kind of have to get out of this and take a risk, right? So the Son of Pentacles is very diligent, not exactly fast moving though. It's very careful. So if that is in reverse, this kind of means like, you know, you have to move. You have to give up a little of that security to be able to make it work. Like, if you're scared of taking risks, how the fuck we gonna get rich? J. Cole, right? On the other hand, what is causing friction with that energy in your life right now, and like friction is a good thing because it's like it's change, right? In the spot of the five, there is the High Priestess. I'm flipping them all in reverse. High Priestess causing friction. Well, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, um, causing friction in a sense that your intuition is guiding you, but you're not exactly seeing it, right? You are on the way. Your intuition is basically telling you to step up to the plate, but you don't see it exactly as intuition, and therefore you're not exactly trusting your intuition. That's kind of causing the friction, where you're trying to do stuff right on one hand, but to let go of that feeling of security of like like the idea is you think you have to be careful because you're not exactly good at this. That's the conception you're coming from, which I don't agree with, but that's where you're coming from. And that's why not listening to your intuition too much, because it's kind of you're doubting it. The funny thing is that you are still in that energy. So the thing that is causing this friction in your life right now is your intuition that tells you you need to do something, and there's a way to get there that you don't exactly like, but you have to do it, and that is very much intuitively guided, right? Um, it's also though the High Priestess is also not exactly fast moving, so it's also a sense of like stagnation and wanting things to happen for you, and you're kind of breaking with that. Like you are in the energy of like having to do it yourself. Like you have to generate your fortune. So I kind of see you coming away from that spiritual stuff where you're like, I've meditated all my fucking life, right? I've been emotionally available and caring, and look where it gotten me. Fuck you. You know, I have to make my own fortune now. I have to get shit done, right? So that is you being in that high priestess, like intuitively guided, but kind of not seeing it because you feel like this spiritual shit didn't get you anywhere, right? Or somewhere, but mm, there's a part of life that you have to care about, which is not exactly, well, called spiritual, like doing your taxes, for example, right? Like having to put up with shit, legal matters, whatever. You cannot exactly meditate them away. That's because we do live in a reality, and even though it's intersubjective, not objective per se, it's all, yes, it's all a hologram. But the illusion is that we're powerless about the hologram, but it's essentially still a hologram, and we're projecting it, yes. But the way we are conditioned, we also conditioned to project a certain reality, and we're intersubjective. Now, coming to a close with this philosophical argument is, as long as we live together, we're gonna share a synchronized reality that we cannot get around. If you want to live in your own reality and like see angels and stuff and communicate to other beings, blah 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 blah, all that stuff, and make things fly, I believe that is possible. But the moment you're interacting with someone that doesn't believe in it, it cannot be possible because you would fuck with their reality, right? So you can talk to aliens, right? Either in your head or out in the woods, but you're not going to do it on Times Square, right? Because that would affect too many realities, and each reality is sort of individual choice, whether they want to go there or not, whether they want to, like, you're coming with a conditioning, you then can manipulate that conditioning, but as long as you're interacting, it's intersubjective. Long story short, there's things you have to deal with, no matter how beautifully spiritual you are, right? And either you're a hermit somewhere in the woods, or you have to deal with it. And exactly, like, it's fun to deal with it, right? It should be. The moment you see that fun in there, that's when you're getting somewhere. Now see where you're getting in the spot of the manifestation, the spot of the seven, thing you are attached to, you like your personality is attached to in a sense. Yeah. Temperance, healing, healing, fix the unfixable. It's funny because like Gemini had the exact same card in the exact same spot. They also think they're like unfixable or having to fix themselves. That's a problem, right? Because you're perfect. There's a way for you to do things your way. You have to own that. The moment you go against that, um, that's when shit's not working out, right? So if your identity is built around trying to fix yourself, you have everything to prove, right? Um, and well, it's not exactly helping, right? That being said, you are healing that aspect of your identity now because it is in the manifestation, right? It's coming more into manifestation. So you're healing that, you're projecting that healing through the decision you made where you're like, you know what, I got to fix myself and I'm doing it now. Fuck that, you know? This intention of proving yourself and fixing yourself is not exactly good, but at least it gets you moving, right? And you're working through this right now. Now, in the spot of the eight, that's where you really gain abundance. That's the energy that is going to take you out of trying to fix yourself all the time and into being who you truly deserve to be. That is the Fool. That's a new beginning. That is a new beginning that you're manifesting here. And through that decision of generating your fortune yourself, you're healing exactly that aspect of yourself that is holding you back from engaging in that new beginning. But you're manifesting that. And through that new beginning, you kind of have to fix that part. Like imagine you're like, you want to change careers, right? You feel it's the right thing to do. It's time for that new beginning, right? But then that healing is like, okay, I gotta be in, I gotta be my best self for that. Gotta fix myself for this because there's a lot of stuff that I have to take care of doing this, right? Stuff that I don't actually deem necessary, want to do, whatever, but I kind of have to do it because it's demanded from like the system or whatever. Especially when it's about talking about a job, there's things you need to learn and take into consideration, and that's where like your plate is full of shit, right? You're founding a company like I'm doing right now. I have been doing. It's like, okay, you need a domain, you need to check tax law, you need to check international tax law, you need to know about that stuff, and then always that thought comes in. Other people are just stumbling through it. Why the fuck do I think I have to understand the entire game before engaging? Why, right? Just go into it, right? But there is a lot you have to handle, right? Right? I have to like, I for myself working on the business model. I want to set it up so it can blow out of proportion, right? And I don't have like these company stretch marks I seen so much in the past in my advertising career, all that stuff. Trying to set this shit up right. But what I want to do is make those videos. Making those videos is like a good half an hour per video for 12 signs. That's a lot of work, right? That's why I'm like sometimes a little late, and I'm also quite on time with this one. But this is me as a Cancer going through exactly that. Where I'm like, I got to step up to the plate here. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. And fuck all the shit. I'm relying on myself. I'm generating it myself, right? I'm not going to like pray for it. I'm actually going to make it happen. I prayed for it a lot, right? Fair enough. Now let's see in the spot of the 6, the insight that you're manifesting that's actually giving you an uplift of energy where you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know, it's like a receptive epiphany in a sense. That is the 9 of Wands in reverse. It's cool. That is very freaking cool because that means you're leaving behind the wounds. That is Chiron in there. That is the wounded warrior, right? So all these things of like these ideas that you weren't good with numbers, for example, right? Or that you couldn't do it, that like you're inspirational, but who's gonna pay for it? You know, blah 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 blah. Whatever it is that kept you in that energy of self-doubt, you're healing it with that temperance, right? And it's not so much that you feel like you need to heal this anymore. You've been trying to heal this for a time. You're getting out of this by doing this new thing, by knowing that is your purpose, and by giving yourself to this healing and like restoring that balance. Like you've accepted that there needs to be a balance in your life. It's not all water, it's not all emotions. There's something tangible you need to fix. That's what you're realizing, and that's how you get out of this self-doubt energy. So this is in reverse. You're realizing, hey, I've been struggling with this, but it's actually leaving me right now because I accepted the challenge. And I accepted the challenge. Why? Because I think I can bear the burden, because I think I can do it, right? There's a lot of shit to do, but I don't see this 10 of Wands as a negative card, really. I mean, it can be stressful, right? It's gonna be stressing you out, of course, and you're gonna, at times there's that self-doubt coming back up where you realize like, what the fuck did I do here? What did I get myself into? Is this really what I wanted, right? Now remember what you're doing it for. I mean, like, you know you are on your way. You're getting the signs. You're seeing the signs. Like, that can be feedback of other people. That can be just like finding some information somewhere where you're like, ah, yes, okay, cool. Like, spirit is talking to you, or well, you don't even have to think about it. You just feel like you're on the right track with that Fool, healing that self-doubt, right? With that new beginning, it pushes you into healing that self-doubt, and not being washed away by your own emotions. Now, that being said, it can also, like, it's probably pursuing a career that is embracing you as a Cancer, or embracing, well, you as a human being, as all you are, not just the Cancer energy, but all the energies that are coming together here. So this star means it's not about pulling through something you don't like, you know. This star means accepting a challenge on your way towards your greatest purpose, your highest purpose, the greatest dreams in your life, or something you never thought achievable, and now you feel like, I'm ready for this. Fuck, I'm going for it. Whoa. And you feel it in your muscles and bones when thinking about it, like, doing this. It's not that I have a choice anyway, but I'm not going to do some shit. I'm not going to bow down like this. I'm doing it, right? You have to accept that challenge, and you're going to realize you're well on your way. You're healing your self-doubt and the wounds you've been carrying for so long. And this all happens because you kind of, well, you're getting out of that. You're getting out of that water energy, that being overly emotional. And this can also mean that something fell apart where you put a lot of love in. Now you're like, you know what? If shit's like that, okay, then you're right. Then I'm gonna do it alone. Then I'm gonna do it on my own. Then whatever, I'm gonna manage. It's gonna work out fine. And to change that energy into, actually, by making that decision that first seemed to go against my character, by making that decision, I actually accepted the duality of life, and with that, healing the wounds of me being like a one-sided, overly emotionally sensitive individual that's not going to make it in life. You are balancing yourself out, you're taking on the challenge, and you're doing it. You're fucking doing it. And you're not gonna per se pray for it, and you're gonna reap the rewards, really, right? You are doing it, you're gonna get the praise for it. It's not like manifesting something, putting it on a slip of paper, burning it, hoping it falls in your lap, and then what then? Are you proud that you did like the magic? Sorta, right? Yeah, sorta. But now you're in the energy of like, you know what? I'm going to work for this, and it's going to pay off. And then I can be like fucking jerk off to it, you know? And that's maybe a very one-sided energy, but you're coming from the other side, so it's balancing you out in the process, and then it's going to be very even. And the things you're projecting here, like in your reality, I mean, that's a Fool, a Temperance, and a Star card. Fuck, that is amazing. Major Arcana. That is, I'm on my way. I know I have to do this. It's a healing process. I give myself the credit, but I'm not going to give myself any more time. I'm starting now, right? Because I know I have to do this, and it's going to be fine. That is a very beautiful energy, Cancer. It's an energy that is, well, sort of different from what you used to experience. Well, but like after the last weeks of self-development, you're finally getting to there. You are in that Fool. You're not closing out a chapter anymore. You are in that Fool. You're doing it. There's still some things that you are learning through this, but right now you're in the conviction mode. You're taking on a challenge. You're fucking doing it. You're pulling through with this, and it's gonna be amazing, right? It's really gonna be amazing. And the fact that you think the world is kind of against you, in a way, it's gonna flip. It's gonna flip back again. And right now, though, it is fueled by the thought that you want to do it yourself, because that's how you can give yourself the praise. That's how you can be proud of doing it yourself, right? And right now, well, yeah, you want to prove it. You want to prove yourself, to all the other people around, but this thought is getting less and less. This idea is getting less and less. It's more about following your purpose here. And you believe in that, you realize that, yeah, you're actually realizing it. You're making it real. That is so, so beautiful. Cancer. If that resonated with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Go to daywalker-bali.com and daywalker-bali.shop. There's something brewing because I'm also in that full energy. I mean, I'm a Cancer, right? Um, we're all in the same boat here at some point. We're all going through something very pivotal in our lives. And for us Cancers, it is trying to make our money's worth here. And I see that very much in that reading. It's like we are manifesting this, and it's not going to be exactly easy. There's a lot to take care of before the solar eclipse, because during the solar eclipse it's going to be hard to build, right? The energy is like more destructive than constructive. But before that is the time to manifest, so everything that is not in the plan will manifest it, can move away and make room for that plan during solar eclipse. So yeah, that's exactly what we're in right now. What is awaiting us is gonna be fun, really. How much worse can it be than September? um, it's gonna go well. It's gonna work out really, really good. I mean, there's that star. You're manifesting the signs. You're believing in those signs. Yeah. Enough with the talking. Cancer. Thank you so, so much. If it's still in it, thank you so much. And enjoy this energy. I love you.